And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to our first ever Master Swan Open. I'm your host and caster today, Milkncookies, or as most of you call me, the angry coach who carries around slices of bread. And I have our greatest production crew member, 16 Squad Sanseki, with us. And we're gonna cast some games. I hope you're ready. I'm not ready. Let's be honest, I'm not ready. Quick shout out to Suko Osu for that 4-month resub to the CranKy Ducklings. Welcome back to the angry flock. And we're gonna get into our first game already, apparently, where I believe it is Light VIP versus Lumia. What's up, Kuro?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm pretty fine, and I thought you're solo casting. What is this? Why are you pulling me into this?
Because you have an open mic and I hear you typing, so I assume
Okay.
the stream hears you typing, so I just, what's up? How you doing?
I'm pretty fine. Trying to get everything together because this is the first edition of the Master Tournament, and I hope everything runs smoothly.
Watch me call it the NDO like 600 times today.
That will be good.
The fucking Masters Duckling Open. Good shit.
Yep.
I believe you're lobby host, is that correct?
Hi. Oh, Light is hosting.
Light is hosting, right, because he's the one who invited me. Okay. So it seems that our first map is Blackwater LE.
Backwater.
Backwater, I'm sorry. Did I say Blackwater?
Mm-hmm.
My apologies. Backwater LE. And it is CranKy's Light versus All In Lumia. Making sure if the players are ready to go. Y'all. Lumia's ready to go. I guess we're waiting on Light. I believe he is the host. Oh, now Kura's the host.
Oh, I see how it is.
Okay, I mean, it only makes sense. Game starting. Going in. Game 1. Prepare your butts. Hit the intro, Kuro. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I know this. The 3 AM is stalking you.
Alright. So, in the top left corner of the map, at the 11 o'clock position, we have our own CranKy team captain, CranKy Light. Am I observing also? Is this how we do this? God. God damn it. I thought you were observing. Alright.
Nope. Not for the first match, at least.
In the bottom right portion of the map, we have our red Terran player from the team All In. It is Lumia. Wait, shit, it's this way. I'm sorry, chat. This is the first time I'm doing this.
No, this
Bear
is good.
with me.
This is good. You're doing fine.
Fucking hell. Anyways, we got an early expansion from Lights with a pool, then a gas, I presume pretty standard opener from Light himself. While on the other side, we have Lumia going for his barracks, gas. If he knows Light, he's doing it very well with that SCV blocking the gas 100%, the counter to Light. That's not true. Light is just a cheeky asshole and he does that. Commands it on the low ground, which allows for a faster SCV reduction into his natural, which is always great. Little risky, but not 100% fatal. But all in all, it seems like it's gonna become a pretty standard mid-game Reaper Scout coming out at a very reasonable time. It's gonna 100% scout the natural, see there's no shenanigans going along, and whatnot. Probably try to deny Light's third base for a good while, but we'll see how well Lumia controls his Reaper. It's pretty good micro right now, hitting the Zerglings. Probably wants to pick off that drone at the end, but Light's got his eye on it, real close. One Zergling down, which is not bad of a pickoff, but you get what you can get. So that's perfect for Lumia. Reactor Factory up next for Lumia. Very standard, and I believe Tech Lab on the barracks means Banshees. Hashtag Lumia Banshee. I don't know his emote actually, so I really don't know what it is. Third base went down for Light pretty safely, and Lumia knows this, so Lumia's not expecting any kind of two-base all-in shenanigans, which is something Light doesn't do, but he can probably throw it out once in a while if he felt like it. Italian production's going strong, and are we gonna see Cloak Banshees? Banshee and Cloak starting up at the same time. So Cloak Banshees is Lumia's follow-up after his Hellion harassment. Light going for his Overlord Speed, which is his new go-to nowadays. It's really annoying as a Terran player because those fucking Overlords, man, they just book it. They poke in and out and they're like, peace, I'm too fast for y'all. And they just leave. Lumia catching a few Zerglings out, which it's questionable in my opinion why Light sent out those Zerglings. Now he's got to defend his base with what little queens he has. Oh, there's a pack of Zerglings ready to run in when Light has a chance. Very Light-esque in my opinion, but with the scan, Lumia does see a bit of the pack, so he should know what's coming. Light's sending his pack off. Not just yet, apparently. He feels like the Hellions outside his base are going to do too much damage to the Zerglings, and he doesn't want that to happen. Banshee's almost out. Cloak is finished. Scan in the main, checking, making sure Light isn't doing anything too crazy, and however, Lumia did lose, wow, all of his Banelings, or Hellions, I mean. And so his map presence is lost. He does have two Banshees, however, which is surprising that they aren't flying across the map already, but I assume that Lumia is already predicting that Light has Spore Crawlers up at the mineral lines and prepared for Lumia's Banshee's harassment. So I guess he's saving them until he gets maybe another one? Maybe not. He just has them at the front of his base, probably just in case if anything cheeky comes along, and he can use the Banshees to help defend along with whatever units he has at his natural. Lumia with this third base, pretty easy to attain because it is Blackwater LE, and Blackwater has that easy third that all races do enjoy, which should tell Light that he should get another expansion fairly soon. Deflecting the Banshee harassment pretty easily with just the queen as four crawler. Not too big of a problem. However, will they get this queen? Queen goes down. That's actually good for Lumia. Getting the queen so you can deny the creep spread, which every Zerg player wants in their life. All the creep everywhere. Like sand in your pants when you're at the beach. Don't at me. Lumia is transitioning into Marine Tank, which is very standard. He does not like his mech play. Banshee's in the main, trying to do what they can, getting a drone or two perhaps. 2 drones have been killed so far, so nothing too crazy has been going on with the Banshee harassment. Lights are spinning, doing a good job deflecting any kind of harassment that Lumia's been throwing at him. So he should be pretty good and just gear himself up for any next attack that might be coming. 2 medevacs are out, heading to the third from the looks of their pathing. Try to drop in and do more damage. And if Light with his great overlord placement should see where these dropships are coming, deflecting these banshees once again. Drop does land into the third, gonna pick off the gas, grab Spore Crawler. The Zerglings are coming in to try to stop it, and only 2 Marines have died, which isn't too bad for Lumia. 4th base going down for Light. A little late in my opinion. Could have gotten that 4th down a lot sooner. But I think Light is just playing a little scared against Lumia. Lumia doing this cute elevator drop, since this is a cliff after all. It's kind of backing his Marines up with the Marines below the cliff. Another group of Marines and Marauders coming out in the middle of the map, hitting the 4th, denying some queens, getting a few Marines with those Banelings, but dropping back into the main. Lumia doing a good job actually, doing these multi-prong drops slash harassments, kind of abusing cliff areas and fucking with Light pretty much, making Light run back and forth between his bases, especially here at the 3rd where he's denying mining, and here at the 4th where he's denying mining also, and forcing Light to use his drones to attack. Light's choice of tech, Ling Bane Hydra, pretty standard for Light, to be honest. It's his go-to build. Hashtag play like true. After all. Excuse me. But with all these drop harassments coming in for Lumia, Lumia's just been safely building up his next forces, or his next push, I should say, saturating his bases and safely grabbing his 4th like a total boss. Light, however, has been a bit struggling trying to saturate all his bases because of these drops that have been happening at the 3rd and the 4th, which is slowing him down, and exactly what Lumia wants. He wants to slow Light down as much as possible so Light doesn't go up into his hive tech quickly and get out ultras as fast as he can. And Lumia wants Light to keep building fighting units instead of drones, so Light does not have that ideal economy that he would rather have. Rather like, I'm an idiot. Light, with his overlord, knows about what kind of army composition. Well, I mean, he should have already, but just to be sure, what's going to be coming at him. The drop is still harassing the 3rd. It's probably going to get denied right here by the time it hits the main with all the Hydralisks that Light has created. Unless it's gonna slip away. Oh man, if this drop, oh man, this drop. What a god! The dead zone. Terran players' favorite parts of the map, the dead zone. So supply-wise, Light is behind in supply, and it might bite him in the butt with this attack. However, these Baneling hits, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but he does have a good amount of Marines, still has his tanks ready to go, and Lumia's just happily pushing up on Light. He's gotta do better with these splits though. Taking Banelings to the face is not what Lumia wants to do, and it's kind of hurting him. His main meat of the army, these Marines, are kind of just getting killed for free because of the Banelings. However, the siege tank line is pretty solid, I would say, giving him a good fallback position, scanning Light's forward, making sure he knows where the army is at, or majority of the army is at. Lumia just reinforcing his main push, probably gonna hit the fourth. Drop goes down from the Spore Crawler, pretty easy peasy. It was about to happen anyway, so didn't really matter. Light's coming down, trying to flank. He's leaving his fourth exposed, so it's a bit sketchy. But he's trying to go for the flank. Banelings coming in. They are off creep, so they are more vulnerable than Banelings on creep, but they do connect the Marines and Marauders. Tanks get picked off. All that are left are Hydras versus Marauders. And Marines from behind. Hydras get cleaned up. 3-3 bio. So good. Now this fourth base is vulnerable to siege, tanks, liberators, drones going down, circlings going down, hatcheries are going down. Mamma mia. Everything is going down, if you know what I'm saying. Lumia feels like he can just push forward. He's trying to kill as many Zerglings as he can, so he doesn't have to worry about Banelings too much, but there are only a few Banelings, and if Lumia just kites pretty much, he'll be pretty G. It's literally 3 Marauders and 2 Marines killing off buildings. More Liberators, more bio coming to help reinforce. And Light Panic Ultras are coming through, running through Liberator zones, getting shot at. It puts a bitter taste in my mouth. Oh, that poor tank. All these Ultralists want are hugs, but every time they hug someone, they die. And GG is called. All Illumina takes your first game. Jesus Christ. To be fair, Lumia did play very clean. that was like textbook clean, if I say so myself. A little bit of banter between our two players, saying how drops are good or drops are disgusting. A little bit of fire between our players, to be honest. It's kind of getting heated here in the Master Swan Open. I'm actually lying. I just want to cause drama. I think it'd be more hilarious. I don't know what the next map might be. I believe Light is still deciding, but if we take a look at the brackets, excuse me, we can see that Volticus has beaten Legend K in a 2-0, so he is in the next round, including Emin taking a 2-1 victory over Carolyn. So Emin and Volticus will be fighting in the second round. Terran Lord is just waiting between Light and Lumia. Phoenix is waiting for Vincis and Salvanth, and XPA is waiting for Yakuzaku and M Raptor. To be fair, I do not know about 5 of these players, but I hear that they're pretty good. So, apparently we're having a remake. Okay. I don't know what happened. Goodness gracious. I need some background music. This is really eerie without any music. Alright. Oh, so we are going to a Blackpink LE for our second map. As most people know, LE stands for... Let me talk to Steel and then I'll get back to you guys, because I have no idea. So now we're just waiting. WCS. Oh, okay. And we're just waiting for our players to be ready. Light is ready. And I believe Lumia is ready also. So game should start soon, I hope. Game starting. And I'll see you guys in the match. Where's my base trade map intros when I need them? Kappa. Okay. In the top right corner of the map at the 1 o'clock position, we have our green Zerg player, our very own CranKy's team manager, team captain. We have CranKy's Light VIP. And in the bottom left corner of the map at the 7 o'clock position, we have our red town player playing for the team All In. We have All In's Lumia. I still don't know why I'm observing and casting at the same time, but you know, we gotta make do. We gotta make do. Apparently, as a solo caster, I gotta do everything solo. That was the unwritten rule or something. No one gives me rule books or anything or a handbook guide. It's I don't know. Drone Scout coming out for Light. This is pretty standard for him. He's just there to make sure he's not doing anything sketchy. He's probably going to go for the gas steal if he feels like. But Lumia is prepared with the SCV at the gas. I feel like if Light decides to smack that SCV a bit, he can try to move it a bit and then put down the... Oh, no, guess not. Hold position. Good unit. Reaper opening for Reaper expansion for Lumia is pretty standard. Hatch pull gas for Light, standard as well. Gonna go back to the mid game. Feels like Lumia gonna most likely play bio, do some more drop shenanigans. I believe both players were talking about dropping. That if one person doesn't drop, then the other won't drop either. And knowing Light, saying that he won't do the Mio Micah build is actually pretty reassuring, but it's pretty rare nowadays that he does it. Ever since that Zerg drop patch that came out a couple weeks ago or so. But we'll see. 2 Zergers get killed by this Reaper, which is pretty good, honestly. 50 minerals for 2 kills is alright. Reaper's sitting at the 3rd. Most likely gonna try to deny it. If not, Then probably use the Reaper for scouting later. Reactor Hellions for next path for Lumia, and a tech lab with a starport, most likely Banshees, about to come out soon. Lumia trying to deny a third. He does make the drone back off a bit, kiting these Zerglings around, which is pretty good. But the Queen is here, and the Queen takes out the Reaper. Unfortunate, because it does deny any kind of scouting into the main for Lumia, which I'm pretty sure he does no idea about. Yes, but as a Terran player, he has scans, so nothing is impossible just yet. Light with his speed overlords checking around Lumia's main base, and cloaked Banshee seems to be his choice again. Viking first, of course, to ward off any overlords that are around Lumia's base. Fun fact, if you get a Viking and a Banshee right after, the Banshee will come out by the time Cloak finishes. So, you know, something for you new Terran players that want to have some kind of tip. Third command center out being built by Lumia. Pretty standard, to be honest. Cutting SCVs to get that third, though, but not too out of the ordinary. Spine crawler and a spore crawler at the natural, and spores in the mineral lines for light. So he pretty much is prepared for Lumia. Any kind of harassment that Lumia tries to throw at him. Sending these lings out around on the map, trying to possibly deny an expansion or even do a run by if Lumia opens the doors. But however, these supply deals are up and they're locking these Zerglings out, so Zerglings won't be able to do much. Trying to get these Hellions, going for the surround, and Hellions are too good. Lining these Zerglings up, Lumia with that micro, only losing a couple Hellions. However, a better trade for Lumia than Light, losing a good amount of Zerglings for those two Hellions. Lumia opting to build up his Banshee count before he moves out. It's pretty interesting. I guess he assumes that because Light will probably already have spore crawlers in the mineral lines, that he doesn't want to waste time sending only one Banshee at a time and having to try to micro like Maru. The Zerglings clean up those Hellions, easy peasy. And so Lumia has lost the map presence on the map, while Light has gained that presence with his Zerglings just running around the map. Lumia going for a standard bio tank, pretty standard for TVZ. If I say so myself, I believe most Terran players go for bio tank. Light going for a Baneling's Nest, most likely probably will get Hydralisk after, because that's, you know, his go-to build. Banshees are out in the middle of the map, the third being landed right now, and SCVs probably will be Maynard over, most likely, or not just built, because Lumia doesn't give a fuck. Banshees being spotted by this Overlord, which is nice. 3 queens at the third, so Light should be prepared to defend this if he reacts. Good transfuse on that one queen, saving it, and the Banshees have to back off. Now, if this goes out like the same as the last game, then Lumia should be sending a dropship, 2 dropships full of Marines, I bet, pretty soon. So I believe when these 2 dropships come out, they will be sent most likely to the main, or probably to this fourth, to try to deny that. Lumia just going around clearing creep tumors because he has air dominance, and Light doesn't really have anything that shoots air except for queens, but these queens are gonna waddle around across the map to get these Banshees, which they do. And one Banshee goes down. Will the second one go down though? Nah. Banshee's good unit. Good amount of forces are actually moving out from Luna, so he's not going for the drop this time. He's just grabbing all his units, trying to go for a push to Light's third, is what it looks like. Medevacs are on their way. A good amount of Marines, that's a lot of Marines, about 36 Marines and 2 tanks with 2 Hellions. And Light is somewhat prepared. If he gets the surround with these Banelings, the split is pretty good, but these Banelings are off creep now. They kind of waddle in like penguins. He does get all the tanks. It's just Marines and Hellions with Medevacs. Baneling speed just kicks in, and Light deflects this attack. Very well done by him. Now all Light has to do is just saturate his bases, get his creep spreading out as quickly as possible, and he should be in the best of positions ever. However, he does try to counterattack, loses his Zerglings, and so by losing those Zerglings, Light decides that running away is the best idea. Lumia getting his 4th base, which is pretty good. If Light scouts it out, then it can be easily denied. It's very risky for him to put the 4th base out on the low ground, not somewhere near his forces, and then lift it over. Lumia going for the 2 medevac drop, but I believe if Light saw it with those 2 Zerglings that got killed, he should be ready for it. However, Lumia not opting to go for the main, just dropping at the edge of creep to try to clear out creep tumors as best as he can. Even try to pressure this 4th base. Excuse me. Lumia does a good job of kind of abusing drop locations where there are gaps. Makes a Light have to run back and forth from his main to another location. However, Light is prepared. He's got an Overlord spotting this, Spore Crawler sitting near waiting, and units pretty split up, ready to go whenever the drop tries to do something. 2-2 for Lumia, 3-3 on the way, pretty fast, and Light just getting his +2 armor right now. I believe he has +2 melee, but no +1 missiles, which isn't bad actually. So really wants that armor. Having armor against Terran is very good. Take less damage by the time you reach the Terran's forces, so that's exactly what you want the armor for. These 2 medevacs kind of just dicking around. They don't have boosts yet, so they're kind of just waiting. Now the boost is up, and that medevac's gonna be blasting off again. Lumia has drops ready to go, but it seems like he doesn't want to use them, or he neglected them, something or the other. Hive has just finished for Light, so Ultralisk Cavern has been plopped down. So Light's going for his classic composition, or Ling, Bane, Hydra. You know, standard Light plays. Light's getting his 5th, but this drop will deny this 5th base most likely. Unless Light sends his units over just in time. Nope, just with the cancel, but the drone gets killed, however. Trying to clean up more creep. Picks up and leaves. Lumia with a good amount of forces. He is up in supply, but I believe it's mostly army. Yeah, he's about 50 army supply ahead, which Light is kind of slacking because he's trying to wait for the Ultralisk to come out, so he's been banking money to grab his 3-3, his adrenal glands, and his Ultralisk with chitinous plating. Excuse me. It's a little risky, but he really wants his supply to be heavy in Ultralisk and Banelings and Hydras. So he's been kind of neglecting some supply, saving up for his units to come out. This drop getting denied, nothing really picked off, just a few Zerglings, and now it's trapped in between these groups of units. It should be fine for Lumia because he's got another force he can push out with. Whenever it feels like creep being cleared out by this drop, which is still alive, surprisingly. I can't believe Light hasn't sent like a couple Hydras to like shoot it down or something. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Light's creep spread isn't too bad, kind of like filling up his half of the map, but I feel like he should be spreading that creep out, trying to push it to the limit, mostly towards Lumia as much as possible. Lumia's 4th base is under attack. Oh, Jesus Christ! That was disgusting. 20 SCVs just went down by a few Banelings, and that 4th base has been denied by Light. Easy peasy with a squeeze of lemon. Lumia trying to deny this 5th base. Don't know if he'll get it. Maybe he will. It's kind of hard, and he does, with a few units ready to be put. Oh, just kidding. That medevac full of units got killed. Now Lumia is in the middle of the map. Kind of scary. He has no tank support, so if Light decides to jump on this, then he can just pretty much kill off these units. Light trying to go for that surround. Banelings connecting to Marauders. Now they're connecting to Marines. Ultras coming in. They just want hugs. They don't give a fuck about anything else. Reinforcers from Lumia are here. And Ultras just waddling in. Liberators trying to set up. Ultras are getting essentially destroyed by these 3-3 Marauders and Liberators, which forces Light to fall back. He did lose quite a lot of supply, however, the Remax is too good for Zerg and puts Light ahead, about 40-ish supply ahead of Lumia. All Light has to really worry about is if he wants to continue with these Ultralists, he has to worry about the Liberators and the Liberator zones. Those Liberators are what you need to pretty much counter Ultralists. So maybe getting a few Corruptors or even Vipers to pull the Liberators into the Hydralisk would be ideal. Trying to rebuild this 5th base. Lumia already having his 4th base up and running, getting his 5th base up and running as soon as he can. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of Ultralists. We got a hug party coming in, boys. The one Viper that Light made. This is gonna save the day, boys. Oh man, Light has really no anti-air, so these Liberators are actually really good against these Ultras. But Light being Light, he's gonna completely skip the army, go for Lumia's 5th base, killing off more SCVs. Lumia trying to set up, he's gonna lift that base up, very smart, and try to protect his other bases as much as he can. Light with a bit of map presence, knows where he can go, so he takes those paths. Lumia denying this 6th hatchery, not even a cancel. Misclick from Light, should have canceled that, but it was not, and it was a complete kill. Zerglings being sent up to this planetary, they're all probably going to get killed off before they can even break it down. Mules being dropped for the repair, these mules coming in to clean up also. Easy peasy. Light seeing the opportunity, jumping on these units over here with his army, getting a couple tanks, probably gonna get these bar units. Gonna get this planetary 100%, and yes, that base gets denied. There's a drop at Light's 5th base. Oh, I'm sorry, the 3rd. And this is gonna get killed off pretty easily, while Liberators being set up. Again, Light with no anti-air, can't do anything to these Liberators, although he does deny his base and forces to lift up. Lumia still has command centers, so he can just land them and just send mules and build SCVs if he wants. This hatchery gets killed off by Lumia, puts Light behind a little bit in production, but Light already getting another hatchery at the top 12 o'clock position. This is actually a good match. A bit back and forth. Oh god, Yaku curse. Just kidding. Lumia notices, and so his units are able to come out. Lumia has the right counter for Light. However, Light is transitioning. He's getting his corruptors out. I believe he should be getting a greater spire soon, but right now he just really wants to focus on his ultra list. So corruptors are there to take care of the liberators. So are hydralisks. Liberators doing what they can against these corruptors, but the corruptors are too good against liberators. Hashtag armored mechanical, not great against corruptor damage. And so these ultras have free reign to just walk in, get as many hugs as they want. Lone Viper, come on Viper, you can do it. I believe in you. Guess not. It's just Ultralists versus Marines and Marauders. This isn't ideal for Light. He needs some Banelings and Zerglings to kind of lighten up the herd, if I say so myself. Zerglings reinforcements coming in, kind of softening up the Marauders and Marines. And GG is called, and CranKy's Light VIP takes game number 2. Oh, Jesus. That was actually a good game. Not gonna lie. Very, very Heart of the Swarm-esque-ish, where it's like the mid game is very solid and the late game is kind of starting to happen at an actual late game. I should probably whisper Light. But yeah, Lumia had the right idea where he knew what was coming, so he was getting the units to counter what Light was gonna send at him. I would say the kind of biggest thing was if he should have been dropping a bit more and denying more hatcheries, so Light's production wasn't going to be as strong as it was in the late game. Light was running off of about 6 or 7 hatcheries, and what the fuck? And even though Lumia was picking off a hatchery here or there, Light had another hatchery being made, and that was keeping him in the game with his solid bank that he had. Let's see. I don't know what's happening. I think Light forgot to... I'm just gonna join this game, so fuck it. Whatever. Alright. Sick. So it seems our third map will be Abiogenesis. To be fair, to me, this is a very Zerg favored map because of the short rush distance, but there can be very cheeky proxy builds for the Terran that they can use, or even the Zerg player can pretty much proxy hatch if they want, or for Ravager push, but we shall see how this goes. Light does drone scout, so if Lumia does do some kind of proxy, it's going to be hard. But here we are in the top left of the map at the 11 o'clock position. We have the Zerg, green Zerg player from Team CranKy, the captain, Light VIP. Yay. And in the bottom right, in the red, our Terran player from the team All In, we have Lumia. Yeah. Let me see them claps in the chat, homies. Alright, so pretty standard so far. Barracks gas. And ooh, actually a pull first from Light. This is new. This means he's gonna do some early Zergling harassment. Most likely try to rush his Zerglings into Lumia's unnatural as soon as possible. Drone scout coming from Light, fairly standard. Lumia reacting very well, sending SEV to the gas, and nuh-uh, girlfriend, you ain't getting this. I hit my mic, I am so sorry. Reaper expand, most likely for Lumia, which is pretty standard for him. And now I'm just waiting for the Zerglings to come out. So I do believe it is going to be some kind of early Zergling harassment. And yes, 6 Zerglings are being made. Lumia, however, being smart and building his command center on the high ground instead of the low ground. So he knows that he mind gamed Light, thinking that he was going to do something cheeky, and so he decided to mind game him, sending the SCV down to the natural to fake out the expansion on the low ground, however, building it on the high ground. Very smart. Hashtag 200 IQ brain. Lumia coming in for the scout, sees pretty much nothing. However, the one thing he does notice is there are no Zerglings to defend against this Reaver, so he must know that Zerglings are on his side of the map, so having the command center at the high ground was the smart thing to do. Gives Lumia the ability to harass these drones a bit and get a full scout. One drone goes down. Second drone? Oh, good save on the second drone, turning into a spore crawler as soon as it was about to die. Where did the Zerglings go? I have no idea where these Zerglings went. Oh man, is Light gonna let this spore crawler finish? I think he's gonna let this spore crawler finish. I mean, then he doesn't even have to worry about... Oh, no, just kidding. Just cancels it. The Reaper's still up here at the natural, trying to do some damage. Still got 1 kill, almost got a second kill, but Light being too good denies that Reaper of any more scouting, and so the game shall continue. Lumia doing his usual thing, tech lab on his bears, probably going to go for Banshees once again. Hellions also landing his natural now, which is pretty reasonable since he did build it on the high ground. Light's coming around, going for some kind of scout, checking around the map, making sure nothing sketchy is happening. He knows what kind of unit composition Lumia has at the moment with his overlord, so he's pretty safe in knowing what's coming around. Banking a bit of money, actually, though. I don't know what Light is planning. He's making a lot of Zerglings, kind of supply capping himself, but putting down his spore crawlers for the Banshees, pretty natural. Hellions catching these Zerglings, thinking that the Zerglings can surprise the Hellions. The Hellions are like, nah, fuck you, son. I got the jump on you. And so cleaning them up, easy peasy. Still no third from Light, which is very odd, seeing that it is already at the 5-minute mark and Light should have had this third expansion going down a few minutes ago. Zerglings did run in to the natural, getting 2 SCVs, possibly third. Nope, just kidding. Hellions run in just in time, save the SCVs. It was a bit of mining time for Lumia, and he did have to waste that mule, but nothing too major. Hellions running across the map, trying to get any kind of damage they can, getting creep tumor. Gonna get this drone. I was trying to get the third roasted toasted. Light Zerglings back into the natural, doing some damage, getting 2 mules and 6 SCVs. Oh man, it's a lot of damage actually. These Banshees at home trying to do as much damage as they can, but 8 SCVs going down for a group of Zerglings is pretty significant. And Light, however, keeping up the damage, making sure he's keeping the pressure going. I think that's a hole. Yes, that is actually a hole. And it is denying. And Light keeps sending Zerglings in, so Lumia keeps getting denied and plugging up that hole. However, it seems like that Zergling harassment has finished, perhaps. Hellions came in with a natural, trying to get us around. These Hellions with these Zerglings. Bailing trying to come in. And these Hellions get cleaned up. Pretty easy. Third hatchery from Light. Halfway done. So he does have to catch up now, while Lumia's command center is actually 90% finished. But he does have to catch up in worker count a bit. Not too far off. He's only four down, but as a Terran player, building SCVs is difficult for some reason, and all Light has to do is just hit 2 buttons and he'll get a mineral line full of drones pretty easily. Banshees are coming out. They're gonna try to do some damage while they can. There is actually a third Banshee. I'm surprised he hasn't taken the third Banshee with him. Maybe he'll try to split it off, do some kind of other damage with that. This Queen getting picked off, good. Banelings getting picked off, which is actually really good for Lumia. Getting Banelings for free is pretty G as a Terran player. It means less Banelings to go against your Marines. Queen gets picked off at the third. This third is dangerously getting free damage for no reason. Queens and Overseers coming along, trying to help out, but 3 Banshees are good. They can kill Queens pretty easily. And Lumia, right now, he's doing something very strategic where he sees Banelings and he's just picking them off for free because he knows that if he picks up Banelings, then Light has to create more Banelings. And if Light doesn't create more Banelings, then Lumia's second push will be a lot stronger. Denying Spore Crawlers, another Queen's going to get picked off. And this hatchery most likely will fall to these 3 Banshees. Zerglings and Banelings waddling across the map. Light gonna try to bust in, it looks like. Another Queen goes out. Oh man, Light letting your Queens go for free. Never a good thing. Oh, a lift. There's the mine though. These 2 mines are gonna deny this push by themselves, so this is gonna be a little scary for Light if he doesn't micro that well, which he decides not to. He's just gonna run home and try to clean up these Banshees as best he can. Spore Crawlers doing their best, but apparently, getting 1 Banshee, which is pretty good, but 1 Banshee. These 3 Banshees have pretty much paid for themselves already, and it allows Lumia to gain his 3rd base safely with no, danger coming at him. Forcing a cancel on this 3rd. And yeah, Light is super behind right now, to be honest. And he's gonna try to deny this 3rd, so he's sending Zerglings and Banelings over. Lumia is supply blocked right now, and pretty much so is Light, but he's got a bit of supply to spare. Making the 3rd lift, which is good for Light. It buys some time to get another 3rd if you wanted to, but the biggest problem is these Banshees are camping his 3rd base, and it's kind of scary. Getting a few supply depots for a few Banelings is pretty nice, but it's kind of a waste also at the same time. Alright, that was cute. Light teching up to Hydralisk. He's just building Zerglings and Hydras. And I think what Light wants to do is he wants to just go for a push. Lumia is pretty much building a very interesting wall, to be honest. And, getting Banelings for free, or maybe not. Bane's coming in, trying to connect with Marines. The splits are pretty good. Not too shabby, but Marines come out on top. And Lumia is still ahead in supply. The Banshees were cleaned up about time, it seems like. And so Light does have the opportunity to take a third if he wants to. But I feel like Light is trying to prepare himself for this push that's coming. Bio Mines, that's new. Haven't seen that since Heart of the Swarm, or since Mutalisk went out of fashion in Legacy of the Void. But for what's going on right now, it seems like Bio Mines does a pretty good job, except for there. Ha, just kidding. Banelings are a good unit, but Lumia does still have a good chunk of Marines to use against one Hydralisk. That's nice. He's gonna deny this base over here, most likely. And Light just building Zerglings, trying to get them over here as quick as he can. Does cancel. Drone dies, so he does have to send another drone over. We're gonna break this rock down to secure his position on this side of the map. Try to clear some creep as much as he can. You know, the commands that are coming out for Lumia. He's still ahead right now. Light trying to do some kind of Zergling harassment, but man with gun too good, and Light taps out, so Lumia takes game number 3. Good gracious. That was a pretty scrappy game, if I say so myself. Both players were on low economy, and however, Banshees, man, Banshee's a good unit. Probably should use Banshees more. Me using Banshees. What am I, a bio player? But let's go check the bracket, see where people are at. So next round is Terran Lord versus Lumia, which is going to be an interesting TVT. Two very good Terran players from SDO who both made it to Masters after their West SDO winnings, which could be good. Emin goes 2-1 over Volticus, so Emin is now in the semifinals. Vincis goes 2-0 over Phoenix, so Vincis is in the semifinals. And XPA versus M Raptor is also in the second round. I guess we're gonna go with I guess we'll go with T-Lord versus Lumia. I don't know how to spell Lumia. Let's go. Casting time. So Lumia is going to take a quick 2-minute break, which should give us some time for people to get some water, go to the bathroom, and some plugins. You guys should follow the Twitch channel, CranKy Ducklings, where we do weeklies every Friday. What's the times? I don't know. They're late. For if you're in the US, they're late. 6 a.m. EST, 3 a.m. PST, 7 p.m. KST. It's late. You guys should also, if you guys want info on the weeklies, go join the Discord channel in the description or in the description panels below, or the Nightbot command, whatever it is. And also follow the Twitter at twitter.com/CranKyDucklings, where we post information about what's going on in the StarCraft world. Yeah, please don't fire me. So we'll take a 2, possibly, and I'll be back in a minute or so.